I'm here out in the RM of Springfield in Manitoba, and as you can see, near a bog which is sort of semi-detached from the quarries, some hidden rock quarries. These rock quarries here are really only visible from any road in the spring or fall, and when there's no leaves on the trees, no foliage to speak of. And so yeah, I was thinking last year when I noticed it in the fall that I would try to get in here in the spring when you could see where you were going, sort of thing, try to pick a path. So anyway, I'm wedged between a tree, sort of partially on a hill, and there's a very steep, well, not that steep, but there's a steep hill here, steepish, but it's not, it's not a bad angle. You can easily get down there on the Jeep. The problem is with the Jeep, but the problem is right now is that the one tire is on the high side of this little opening on the hill here. This tire's on the low side, and we're right near a tree like that. It's easier to come through here, as far as the ground goes, but then you've got all of these trees. I've already got a tree on the roof, part of a tree. And yeah, so I'm actually going to try to continue this way. Now that I'm going to go a couple more inches up on the hill here, just to ensure I've cleared that tree. Well, I'm going to remove this branch from my roof first, and then I'm going to cut the tires this way and try to come in like this and down like that. So I'll set up the camera to see how we do. But yeah. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I've gone and got myself hung up on this hill. My undercarriage is resting on it. I've got one single tire touching the ground, but just barely. And it is on the grass, which is rather slippery. This tire is completely off the ground. We're hooked up to a tree, formidable sized tree. And the driver's side undercarriage is resting on the hill. This side is free. This tire is off the ground, and this one is barely touching again. And again on slippery grass, so I've lost all traction, and I'm going to follow the recommended procedure when winching, to throw a jacket or a tarp or something at the far end of the winch line. It's supposed to be in the event that the line should snap, it would prevent the line from flying back and hitting me, sort of thing. So Also, I'm on a hill and I'm going to be in front of here, so obviously I want to be careful. I've got it in gear right now. I'm going to put the emergency brake on, leave it in gear, and I'm going to just pull it forward enough to get another tire on the ground. So, really, all I'm trying to do here is slide it along the grass to get a bit more traction. So I'm going to step out of the way at the front. I've locked my spool clutch to in, so I'm going to spool it in now. I'm going to clear myself way away from the Jeep here and its forward motion. Notice the tires are angled this way. I want to get out of that. And let's give her a shot. I just want to inch her forward a bit. Right, so storm's coming. Hung up on the ridge. Maybe a lesson learned about momentum again, although I was really trying to creep forward slowly. But with a little bit of momentum, I would have cleared that. And yeah, again, I'm going to stand clear of the Jeep in whichever direction it may possibly roll to. The dogs are on the other side of the ridge. And yeah, because, you know, wouldn't it suck to have a Jeep on you in the middle of nowhere, laying there with a Jeep on you? I can think of less glorious ways to die, but we just want to get off this ridge. Okay. Okay, got her tightened up. That tree's good and solid. Nice solid oak. Okay, there. See, I saw it just an inch forward. Really, that's all we want. And by the way, there's wood ticks galore out here. I just pulled one off of me. Oh, sounds like that spool unlocked. Kind of weird. It sounded like that spool unlocked, like the clutch unlocked and let it loose there. I don't know if it is meant to do that or not. Anybody know the answer to that? Okay, a couple more inches here because it's looking like this tire is almost on the ground. Yeah, I think we got some ground here, but I want a little bit more forward momentum. This is soft mud here, and I know there's nothing else underneath. This was the only part resting. My sweater came off of there. I'm gonna release the tension on that a bit. Ooh, that's still pretty taut. There we go. Yeah, that's supposed to prevent it from flying back if the cable should break. And here I am with my back to it, and that thing's off. The cable come and hit me in the back of my bald head. Okay. Okay, let's get going here. Okay, dogs, get out of the way. You find a better place to stand? Yeah, is that how my sweater came off of there? Okay. So a couple more inches is what I wanted. Right, Lex? There we go. Yeah. I'm saying that's enough right there. It's already almost got its own momentum there. Okay. Now, of course, many of you will note that I'm making an error there. I don't have a tree protector as I should. I gotta pick one up. Okay, so I'm going to spool this in, and I'm going to get in and see if we got enough here, which I'm pretty sure we do. If we've got enough wheels on the ground, that is. Let's just double check. Wheel on the ground, wheel on the ground. Wheel on the ground. Yeah, wheel on the ground, wheel on the ground. We're good to go. So I'll take note, that's the first use of this winch. $300, 8,000 pound capacity CP Power Sports, which came with a Warren winch manual and instructions. So anyway, and it was $300. So far so good. Okay, so I've disconnected from the tree, and I got myself a decent pair of leather gloves here, and all I'm going to do is spool this back in, and then apparently be on my way. I'm just going to hit the in switch and grab hold of the cable here and just apply some tension and sort of feed it onto the spool so it's all, as you can see, it's kind of loose here. I want it all nice and tight and uniformed, so I'm actually going to let it out a bit more and then spool it in. The instructions for this winch say that you shouldn't use it for any more than a 60-second interval, so I'm always trying to be careful whether it's got any load on it or not to let it run for longer than 60 seconds, assuming that the idea is that it would heat up, I suppose. Okay, I got it down to the next layer. Now I'm going to keep some tension on it and spool it in. Okay, so I got the line sufficiently spooled back on here. Actually, I could have done a bit of a better job. I'll have to redo it. But the idea is to keep it nice and uniform. You don't want to get any tangles or anything like that. And so I'm just going to put away the cord here, keep that nice and safe and secure. And I guess the idea is to come forward and away from these branches. Obviously, you can guess I don't care too much about scraping up my vehicle, scratching it, as you're bound to. You know, you're bound to get a few scrapes. Otherwise, we're not having any fun. Okay, so, and good timing too, because it's starting to rain. But this looks like this should pass pretty quick, eh? Looks like a small system. Yeah. Dogs, come. Come on, girls. Well, I got all the wheels on the ground now, and I think I got some forward momentum, so I'm going to be able to pull out of here. No problemo, I guess. And maybe look for an easier way out. Still raining, but it doesn't look like for long. And yeah, actually it's a beautiful day here in Springfield, Manitoba, near the swamps, near the gravel pits. Right, girls? Put the dogs in because they're known for running in front of the Jeep when we're moving, so I can't really see. And it's actually a much steeper angle than the camera gives it credit, I'm sure. Yeah, and we're out of there. Let's stop and take a look at my undercarriage for a minute just to make sure everything's kosher. Got her in first gear. We're on a hill. I got her in. Get the park brake on. And I'm not going to stick my head under there or put my body under the vehicle. I'm just going to have a look. Yeah, see, we got our skid plates. It looks like they're doing their job. Bit of mud under there. We were definitely on the frame. And everything else looks cool. Bit of grass. Yeah. We didn't break our other running board yet. Right, Bales? So we're going to look for another way out rather than risking that again. Jeez, I tell you, I'm so glad when winter's over. I don't mind rain. I don't mind it being a bit chilly. You know, and you can get out with your Jeep and you can see where your wheels are.